We can't forget about what we're doing. We don't know what happens in the end. But I do know one thing. I'll keep on learning and loving with you. Okay, guys, that's what I'm going to be doing. Learning and loving. Learning. Hi, guys. Welcome back. Thank you all for being here. I had to bump it up a little to one. You know, what's a good number? 111, 111. Okay, so thank you. Hi, Joe. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Chicago. Jane, always so sweet. I saw you in here first. Okay, so let's continue. We're doing another LFM TV, childhood forced labor and ranch cadet abuses. And we are going to be going again over the video, so I'm going to have to tone it down because the volume on the video is very quiet. So I'm going to be very quiet and sort of go into my ASMR voice. Make sure y'all can hear me, right? Before I start the whole thing, before you can hear me, right? Everybody can hear me in the chat? You there? You can hear me? You can see me? You can feel me? Can you feel me? Yep. All good. Okay, good. Okay, so we finished the last, there was one video that we finished. There's another video here that I'm going to bring up. Good. Chicago Jane. Okay, so let me see first the video. Video file. Let's make sure the volume works on the video, and then I will slowly back off on the mic. Clip. Okay, here, let's try this. This was not from us. It's obviously going to be very low on the video.
So crazy. So this used to be the laundry room.
This
is where my sister used to work.
This one's a little bit louder. Okay.
Oh, it's a little laundry room. It used to go down and there would be like, you know, imagine there's 80 kids plus like 20 adults. So there's always laundry and we were working all the time. It's like we actually wouldn't mark our laundry. Our initials were on all of our clothes. Anything that belonged to us would be on the tag. We would mark our initials. So that when calling my sister or whoever would do laundry, you would have to take each item and fold it, and we would know who lived in each dorm, which you'll see when we go
to... Summer, can you just tell me really quick if you guys can hear it? I didn't want to keep going, and later somebody's like, oh, was Laura supposed to be talking right there? It should be a little bit higher, but again, the audio, this is raw footage. Yep, okay, good. This is raw footage, guys, so it hasn't been edited, and I'm not going to edit it. It's just going to be what it is. Because it's really about the visuals of anything that we can get on the ranch and just so that people can get the concept. Oh, you guys are being crazy, the cats. Okay, so good. Okay, good. Here we go.
Down there, but who lived in what dorm and whether it was an adult or if it was kids, everybody would know whose initials were who because we were here for so long. So that was that. And then these stairs were not here before. And the dryer actually used to kick out at...
So the part we're watching here now, these stairs that are in the screen were not here. Those stairs lead up to the second floor of the main house. And the main house was always, from the whole time that we were at the ranch, was under construction. I think they had just maybe started working on it, like a little bit before they started getting us all ready to ship us off to be out in the Sea Org outside world. But yeah, these stairs weren't there, and the second floor was like completely off limits at the ranch. Oh yeah, I need to talk softer so that you guys can turn up the volume and hear the video of what I'm saying, okay? And again, this footage is from like 6 years ago, guys. Okay, here we go. And if you have any questions, just put question or big Q so I can see it in the chat. And remember, all the rock walls, all the plants, all the cactus, everything you're seeing here is all the work done by the cadets and at the Int Ranch. All the cadets, the kids, the children, whatever you want to call them, all this work was done. Hi, Scientology up north. What's up? Hi, Irish Mart. Yay! Okay, here we go.
This is like any rancher who's ever lived here would know this. The dryer used to kick out, you know, the heat or whatever from here, and it would be so cold at night sometimes. We would run and hide in there and get
winter.
warm in front of the heater. And people would walk by and it would be dark, so you couldn't really see who was there, but it was crazy. Okay, so now we're going up where...
So yeah, these stairs weren't there.
To come up here because it was...
I'm going to fast forward this because they thought they had the key. The security, native security lady had like literally 100 keys on her keychain.
So they actually...
And she was trying to open it forever.
To climb through this. There used to be a canteen below.
The canteen was below us, so I would crawl through the...
Oh, you are? Is it and recording so you can still hear? Okay.
That's so funny. I'm like checking the volume. The canteen where we are right now, where we get all our snacks and spend all our $7 pay if you were lucky or not lucky, just if you were upset or ethical enough to get your $7 pay a week, would literally go right back into the canteen. And the canteen was when I didn't get paid for so long, I crawled up to the second floor on the ranch multiple times. A bunch of kids did. It was just like becoming this secret thing for people who didn't get paid enough or didn't have money. And we'd crawl through the attic on the second floor canteen. We'd pull open the top attic and then crawl through, and we could get into the canteen and grab stuff and crawl back out without paying for it with our money.
Like talking to the nobody. You're like, okay, so resay all that. But I used to climb through. I used to climb on the moon patio, come on the roof, climb through the second floor window, crawl, and then up here was the attic. Down below was the canteen, which had all the delicious, yummy snacks that we were allowed to buy stuff with our $7 pay, which I never got because I was always in trouble, and when you're in trouble, you don't get paid. So yeah, we used to go, and I would go in here, and it was we weren't allowed up here because it was like under construction and stuff, so, but that wasn't changing anytime soon, so that's where I'd go, and me and my friends would run off and get a break.
Run off and get a break.
But I guess it doesn't really matter because this actually didn't even exist. Like it was.
So
here,
this
but
building
we
we're
never
at is
allowed
the
up
main
there, so-
house, the big house.
And I
That's
guess
what
we
we
don't
called
really
it,
need
the
to go
big
in
house
there.
or the main house.
Well, I mean, is she? Can she open it for us?
Let's see.
I may speed this up. I just don't want to miss any audio where I'm telling a story. I think they were trying. Yeah, see, they were trying to get it
Whatever.
open.
Grown adult. I guess we were always adults, but for everybody to just come and see it, it would probably open up their eyes to a lot, like how much work we.
Just backed it up a little bit, because I want to get all this. So this is being like on the roof, basically, of the main house, as we're waiting for the keys.
You know, it would be so cool someday to like have all the kids that used to be here come up for like kind of how we are, just to see everything. I bet you'd be very therapeutic for them to like see how they are now as a grown or a whatever grown adult. I guess we were always adults, but for everybody to just come and see it, it would probably open up their eyes to a lot, like how much work we did. How far away it is from everything, and how it was very easy for kids to be raised and taught, like, this is how the world is, so this is how you're gonna be. And to not go anywhere else for 10, 15 years while your brain is developing as a kid. This was like our world. So I know it would be very therapeutic for other kids to come up here and do this, and I'm sure they've tried.
What do you mean you were always adults?
Like we weren't kids. Like it would be like you're an adult in a small body, So you should be able to work. You should be able to do everything any other Sea Org member would be able to do. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter any of that. And that's like the main principles of Scientology, is that you don't have to be, like, you could be a kid and still be like, you know, they believe in past lives and going on again and again. So they made it seem, or I assumed that, not assumed, it was kind of somehow taught in our heads that, and we were told, stop being a baby, you're dramatizing, you're acting like a kid, just things like this all the time. So it was like, you know, all an executive wants to know is it done? Like, that's what was the motto. Those were the rules. That was the policy. So it was like no time to complain about anything, let alone enjoy something peaceful as a kid. It was just like work, work, work.
Work, 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 work.
So we planted all these orange trees here. Do you guys ever come and eat the oranges? Do you guys, I see some oranges over there. Maybe we should go eat one. They're organic trees, so as long as the
Look at all the. This used to be so cleaned out and cleared out. The rock paths,
whole orchard.
the
So
whole
this
orchard,
used to look like,
everything.
it used to have bumps all the way up, and each row has, as you can see, they're kind of lined up. Each row. We planted all these, and they all had their own little donuts around them that we, you know, donuts. We called them donuts. I don't know what they're called. So wild. Do you think it's not gonna open it? It's okay.
No, we have to keep it.
There's many. I mean, we should go to the other places.
I was feeling stressed out about the time because we only had like 4 hours to basically review the whole ranch, and because the second floor was always closed, it was kind of, I just kind of was like, let's go see everything else.
I used to hide up on this roof all the time.
Yeah, I used to hide up on this roof all the time, the main house.
Because out of all the buildings
really
on this
scary.
property, the main house roofs are the most slanted. Like, they're the riskiest, I guess. And so they were like, no one's allowed on the roof. And of course, me and my friend would go up there on a rainy day and just hide up there. It was pretty scary. I remember being like, whoa, I better not fall. But it was like our freedom. At least for me, it was like even 10 minutes of like doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing was more relieving.
I'm gonna check another. See if she has.
Okay,
anything.
we don't, you know, let's not. We don't even need to. It's fine. This literally wasn't even, it wasn't even,
Okay.
yeah. If we were up there, it was just because we were being bad. I want to try one of these oranges.
Okay, so now we went down from the main house, and this is the orange orchard right by the side of the house, the main house, main building where the van, food run and all that for the RPFers, for the whole property. That's where, this is where it would back into, and we would unload the van here. And anybody coming to or from the gold base would take this run that would deliver the food back and forth from the gold base to the RPFers to the ranch. Some of this is very reminiscing, and I'm just like even watching it is fun. But like you can see, like even the, oh, just missed it.
Okay.
The-
Well, I'm grabbing these. These guys look ripe, even though they're small.
We planted these trees. It's amazing to be able to not have to have permission to pull the
This one looks good.
fruit off.
No. This is so wild.
It's so wild.
You should be like, hey, here's an orange from the ranch. I should bring these to my friends. Cool. Well, I'm gonna.
I was saying I should bring some oranges from the ranch to my friends and say, here's an orange from the ranch. Literally.
Cool.
So all behind me is
Along the
all
road.
orchards, apple
Area. I
orchards,
want to just look around here.
all around here. This was the whole dumpster area, and this is, I was just looking again a little bit more to see if I could find like another piece of the organization board or some piece of paper that has, you know, any sort of confidential information, quote unquote. Basically
Oh, look
any
at these
legal
guys.
evidence.
I used to rip these off and eat them.
They're like these little weed plants.
Like little birds.
Coyote piss. Right, I know. The oranges are amazing. The fruit there is amazing. And they weren't really in season at this time, but still wanted to grab them. This whole area used to be full of like cactus and like really well kept and maintained. Had like rock borders. And of course, this is also where we would be scrubbing the dumpsters after the dumpster truck guy would come up. The non-Scientology dumpster truck guy would come up, dump the dumpster, and little did he know, when he was off the property, the kids would put the dumpster flat down so that they can go in there and scrape with the spatula and a flathead shovel
Oh, this is it?
and scrape all the maggots and all the crustified stuff so that they wouldn't get
We'll go up there.
as like a dirty
just wanna
punishment
see
so they
if it-
didn't smell.
If there's any
I'm literally looking for evidence.
like little memory things.
I call them memory things.
It's a far chance. Okay, I'm gonna put these somewhere so I can get them after. Oh, there was a persimmon tree right here. What happened?
There was a
that?
persimmons
Oh, it's
tree
right
that was all right here. I said, what happened to that?
I think this is it. Until we got caught, and then.
So
got
this
told
is
to
the
get back to work,
mountain.
Pretty much.
Pause it. This is the mountain where at the top was the security camera. And it was, I don't know, I mean, from where we are to get to the top of that mountain, it would probably take like, I don't know, a good 30-minute walk. Like a walk, 30 minutes. So that's a pretty far walk. Maybe 45 minutes. But there would be a camera at the top of this mountain, and it could literally spin. Like it could do a 360, pretty much a 360 degree. It could just turn anywhere and zoom in at any time. So this is the camera where if the kids or anybody was leaving the property, or a car was coming on or off of the ranch, Castillo Canyon Road, then the camera was able to just zoom in because it was far up here, all the way up here, above everything, so it could literally zoom anywhere in on the property. Okay.
I do remember singing on the top of that reservoir over there.
Oh, yeah. I said I do remember singing on top of the reservoir, which a lot of the cadets do remember going up and singing and having fun time on top of the reservoir. We're supposed to be cleaning the reservoir. Oh my God. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna shush now.
My friend Lauren and Christina, and I think Vanessa, and we.
Sorry, again, audio sucks sometimes. Raw footage. Okay. Okay, this is in front of the main house again. He's watching me, watching me, we're watching us, watching him watch me watch the ranch. But yeah, so this is in front of the main house looking down at the motels, as we would call it. And to the right of the motels is the fireplace. And this was the big oak tree that we used to, march or muster up under. Is that where you ran with the dog? Yes, multiple times. I mean, my dog, the dog would chase me. We muster up under the oak
right
tree.
here.
What does that mean?
They would.
Who's they?
Thank
Part
you,
of the-
Hermes.
Part of our schedule every day, we would have 3 musters every day, which means everybody would gather together, like a mustering, you know. But we would be at like attention and like very military like. So you would come here and we'd all be like in specific lines, and each line was based off of the organization board, each division. So if you were in the working division, then you were, you know, in Division 4, which is all the cleanup and the working of the physical work for cleaning up and keeping the ranch upkept. So all the kids would have checklists and like basically to do checklists every day. Each day was a different project. But we would keep up all they call it the grounds. We were in the grounds division. So we would do all the PVC piping, all the drainage, all the planting, all the raking, all the weed pulling, all the rock border organizations, like all the pathways, everything would just be perfect. You see there's black tarp under most of all this so the weeds don't grow through. That was put in like 15, 20 years ago. Longer. Yeah, like 16 years ago. It's so weird. There's a tire on the sports field that looks like the old tractor tire.
Can you just point out this rock wall? Like, what is this? One of the walls you built?
Yeah, all of these.
Can you show me?
So
We
all
put
these,
in-
like this, all these rocks were all taken from the
creek. Yeah.
which we'll show you later.
And behind me is
Even
the old
the
playground.
border around the tree, we put all those there, which obviously looked a lot better. This whole place was like, it was in the perfect condition. It would be ready for the leader of the church to come and do an inspection, which he did like once a year, once every 2. It was a big deal. When he was coming, everything had to be spotless, even though it already was pretty much. We were like the future young executive kids that were representing, you know, the future of Scientology. So we had it down to the T. Like everything was perfect.
Okay.
This is what we called this, rent out a room. I mean, I think it's a great idea, but if I had like a lot of money, there's something about this place that's so like incredible. If I had a lot of money, I would definitely support the Indians and like bringing it all back, like how it used to be, and make it like people could come and visit. But it sounds silly and funny, but it's like,
I definitely have
it's
changed.
just like I know this place way too well.
This was again,
So why
guys,
wouldn't
7 years
I don't know.
ago.
I just
So
feel like
keep that in mind.
spent so many years here.
Where does that socket?
This right here. We built these little rock walls and then put electrical things through them so that, and they actually, if you open up any of the lamps, the lights on the tops, there would be another plug too. So you could plug in any electrical things, which we'd always do because we were always cleaning up the sidewalks with the blowers or the weed whackers or, you know, things like that. And then Christmas, when Christmas would come around, we would do Christmas lights and stuff. And so they would plug them all in there around these Christmas trees.
What
I
is
wonder if
this?
they know that there's a socket here.
What is this place here?
This is the fire pit.
Can you walk into it a little more? Keep going. That's good.
This is the fire pit. Again, we built all this. These trees around the fire pit were about the size of me now. Maybe only like 5-6 feet tall. And now they're 20 years older.
What did you do here?
Here we would during the summer mainly, we would, because in the winter it would fill up with rain and it'd become like a little pond, and frogs and the cadets, some cadets like myself, would come sneak here in the middle of the night and like play with the frogs and stuff because we were so excited to have like a pond. But anyways, the main thing for this was that this was a place where if the whole place was on fire, this would be the actual safest place to be, because we wouldn't get burned. And so if like when there was an emergency, which was never, but we would always train for all the drills and stuff, and this is where we would train.
What's a WOG drill?
A WOG is somebody that's not a Scientologist. So anybody basically, you're a WOG, he's a WOG. Anybody that isn't a Scientologist is a WOG. Which later I found out WOG is an English slang word for anybody who's not white, which was weird.
What is a WOG drill?
A WOG drill would be the drills we would do.
Wait 1 second. Wait. Let's hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, raw audio. Clips and snips. This is better than nothing, let me tell you.
Ready?
See again all these rocks, all the gravels. These were so nicely put all around.
Okay, so this is the fire pit where we did drills for fire, for intruder, for pretty much any drill. Flood, we would be here. We'd all gather here.
Well, wait a sec.
Exactly, Peter. I'm guessing those are...
Okay, so I'm speeding.
Wow, sorry guys.
Laura, can you,
so sorry.
when you heard a helicopter, can you say when we heard a helicopter and then tell me what happened?
Okay, so most of the time, in fact, like, I'll give you two examples. Like one time I was out in the fields and we were digging trenches for all the irrigation in the water for the property. It kind of all goes down that way. So we were digging really deep, big trenches, and I could hear a motor. Or something of a helicopter coming.
Oh, whoops, I totally muted myself. I said I'm so sorry, guys. The audio is so annoying. I'm sorry about the wind and everything. Again, this is raw footage, so it'll clean up here and there, but it should be done in a second. But just be patient and just try to hear whatever's going on.
Right when it came up above the mountain, literally, we knew exactly whether that was a military or a reporter.
So here I'm explaining to him the helicopters that would fly over the ranch, that we would literally know the sound from being there so long. We literally knew the sound of whether it was a plane or a helicopter. Then we would know the sound whether it was a military helicopter or if it was a private helicopter. And then we would know, and same for a plane. We would know if it was a military plane or a private plane, which means the private plane would be, and it would be just basically, to us, it seemed like it would be a reporter, because there would be no reason for a private plane to be flying over, especially circling just the ranch area without, you know, obvious approval or whatever. So we would literally, by the sound of when a helicopter or a plane would fly over, we would know whether that was just a regular military helicopter or a reporter, and we would know to run inside and get out of the way of the camera or the picture view so they couldn't take any pictures. That was the whole, we trained here in the fire pit. We literally would train for like fire drills, intruder drill, reporter drill, in the same way an intruder drill would be the same thing for reporters or people, news people or any, but they would be called the German reporters or the reporters or the, you know, SPs, literally, which would basically be just, you know, these reporters that would be flying over the property to try to get any information or any footage or pictures of these kids literally working like I'm trying to show you right now. So I strongly suggest people to go to the German news video. I'm gonna, again, after hope we'll get through this video and these pictures that I'm gonna show you, and on the next one, or the next, I'm hoping in the next stream or two, we'll be able to pull up all the gold base flyover footage, the reporters that were doing that, and talk about all that. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the air, exactly. It is very busy. So that's pretty crazy that a kid, as children, we would know the different sounds, because the Int Ranch, alone, just by itself, was already separated from really like the rest of, society. It just had its own area, and it was completely away, in the valley, so you could hear the helicopters coming over the mountains. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Sorry for the noise, though, is what I'm saying. The wind goes in and out.
Somebody. So we would run inside the greenhouses at the time, which there are no more of. We would run inside anything basically so that they couldn't even take pictures of kids being here. That was like, and then that was like the rule. Get inside.
Lady Victoria says, "What are the adults doing while you guys are doing all this work?" They're running us. They're being the in charge. They're doing the orders. They're the executive. They're the ones telling us what to do, when we need to have it done by.
Undercover, like anything where they can't be taking pictures or filming.
Why?
Because most of the time we were working. Like, we were always on a schedule doing something, which was not normal.
So Jeff's asking here why they weren't able to just film us doing the work and all that. Like, why they couldn't just film whatever activities going on at the ranch. And I said, because we were always working, because we were always on a schedule. There was always something we had to do. And so the reporters would have gotten footage. And yeah, I don't know if I say it here, but I tell a story where I'm literally digging a trench in the fields with about 8 other cadets. And then we were all in the governess group. I remember that day Duncan Alsop also fucking cut his leg really bad on the fence. Oh my god, I need to write that down so I can remember that. Duncan Alsop, under Duncan Alsop's name. Anyways, and so we're sitting there in the middle of the fields digging these trenches, to do the irrigation on the sides of all the fields, and putting in this gopher fence as well while we're doing it, so that the gophers don't go into the fields, and so the coyotes stay out. So pokey fence up, and then the mesh thing for the gophers in the trench that we're digging, plus the irrigation trench that the pipe will run through. Anyway, so we just were doing all that. And while we're doing this, the German reporter, we didn't know this, all of a sudden we hear a plane or something come over, and it's like, oh, sounds like a private plane, and it comes over that mountain, and it's really low. Not too low, but it was low, meaning it knew it looked like it definitely was coming at the ranch for a purpose. It was definitely it was there to do its reporting. And the next thing, it came by. It's going to be great to be able to talk to somebody who knows about all this, or even the reporter or whoever was that filmed it. But from the kids' view, we were all sitting there digging the trenches, not sitting there, standing there working, doing the trenches. And the reporter, this plane comes over and it circles once, and we're like, we all kind of freeze like deer, like, do we keep working? No adults told us what to do. I think the adult had just walked with somebody to go to the bathroom and was walking them back. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what was happening. And so by the time that the Renee Berther came back to the trenching area, she didn't know that the plane had already flown over once. So here's where I felt guilty. Here, maybe let me move this for a second. This is where I felt guilty when we were digging the trenches. So I know that the governess I see is gone with another kid coming, and they're going to be coming back soon. And we're digging the trench, and I know that this plane just flew over. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I was like bored or I don't know what was going on in my head, but I whistled really loud because I learned how to whistle because of Teddy. I don't know. I learned as a child a lot of random things. But I knew how to whistle really loud. And so, uh, I think I said something like, "Hey, where's Teddy?" or something like that. And I made an excuse of why I should whistle. And I pretended like I was whistling for Teddy. And I did this really loud whistle. And I knew that they were reporters, but I knew that the other people weren't sure. They were like, are they report? Oh, they left. Okay. But then the plane came back. And in my mind, I thought that it was because I whistled, they heard us, and then they came back. It was almost like, oh, they're looking for us. I should tell them, like, get us, we're hostage. Um, and so my heart started pumping because I was like, oh my God, they're coming back. And then I said, for some reason, I was like, keep the PR in, guys, or somebody might have said it. And I was like, oh, okay. And we all just like waved and we were all just waving and the plane started going around even more and more. And so I'm wondering if there's any footage of the kids actually waving and then being told like, what are you doing? You know, get inside, go to the greenhouses, go inside where they can't film you. So, um, my heart was pumping because I literally thought I was going to be immediately declared because I whistled at the SPs and I made the plane come back. So sometimes these stories are silly, but the reason that not just me, but other creators and other YouTubers are telling these detailed stories, it's because they're attached to really intense, severe trauma or really controlled emotional, like, suffocation. And it's like, we're saying it and we're like, wait a minute, this is actually what was happening. We are hot as hell, digging the trenches, sweating our asses off, literally drinking water out of a bucket. It's so hot that the water bucket ice is melting. It's not even staying ice. It's just turning into water. So they got to go constantly back and forth and get, sort of fresh, cold sort of water. So that by the time anyways, it's just all so barbaric. And I'm kind of like, anyways, so the plane comes around, right? And I'm thinking, oh my God, I did this. I'm so like crazy. I'm like, so we start waving to keep the PR in. And for some reason, I think I think security blew the intruder alarm. It was like, brrr. So they blew some alarm and then we all knew just put the shovels down and just start walking. And it was like pretend, like do a slow walk, but get there fast. Like pretend you're being casual, but just tone 40, get there. So, yeah. Okay, so back to this. Sorry, guys. Not sorry, but thank you. Thank you for letting me sidetrack and talk about that for a minute.
In the outside world.
Why couldn't they take? What was the problem with them taking photographs of you?
We didn't know this. We just thought they were bad people, or SPs as they would call it, suppressive persons. But really, they were German reporters who have had their own problems with Scientology and were trying to expose what they were actually doing. And so anytime we heard that, they were a threat to Scientology. So the last thing they wanted was kids working at a ranch and that being filmed and being put on the news.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool. That's good on this, I think. They ripped.
Sorry, I just thought that was funny. He's like, okay, good. I'm like, okay, cool. So yes, again, the audio is horrible and it's not the editor's fault or anything. This is literally raw footage and I didn't attach the audio properly and some of it is attached, but it's not, it's literally raw edited footage. So I'm blessed and I'm very appreciative to have this footage at all. So yeah, there were some people who are working there doing, you know, their little working jobs. So they're kind of going back and forth, but might get loud in spots. Okay? Thank you. And thank you, Ash. Yes, Happy Valley 2025. So February 1999. Wow, that's so interesting. 25th, 1999. So that was shortly before we were getting shipped off to go to Florida. Wild. Okay. This is the schoolhouse. I think I said this last time, but this is different footage, so. Yeah, that's the schoolhouse, and we would be running up this sidewalk as fast as we could to get to the muster in time so we didn't get cold water poured on us. And this would also be our... Okay.
Take 15.
Oops, I paused. Instead of pausing, Okay, this area right here is the pool area. Look, let me remind you guys. I showed you guys some pictures the other day. Was it yesterday? This is the pool area. Here, let me bring this down real quick. And when we walked up to this, I was like, what the heck? I'm like, there's no pool. Like, what the heck? Why? Like, my favorite thing of the ranch, one of my favorite things was being able to swim and clean this pool for work. This was if I was being an upstat cadet, I had the privilege of being in this amazing pool that we had to maintain and kept. And that green fencing, eventually we put grapevines all around it. So, I don't know, yeah. And this is how it used to look. The maintenance shed you can see over here. You know, I'm going to play this soon. It's all covered in weeds. And it's like, where's the pool? You know? Where's the pool? What the heck? Who wouldn't want a pool? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I still have this care for that land. I have so much love and care for that land. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. So, like this picture in the back, that's the maintenance shed. That's where I'm about to go, where I'm standing in the video that I'm about to play right now. The maintenance shed behind us. That's where I am. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna rewind it a bit.
Of kids being here. That was had their own problems with Scientology and were trying to expose what they were actually doing. And so anytime we heard that, they were a threat to Scientology. So the last thing they wanted was kids working at a ranch and that being filmed and being put on the news.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool. That's good on this, I think. They ripped.
So that's the schoolhouse. Schoolhouse. Right there to the left of the schoolhouse is where I was sitting on the roof in that photo.
Okay. Ready?
So right here is where the pool is supposed to be. There's the green fence is around on the other side. And this to the left is the maintenance shed. And behind that is the, well, what do we call that? Miscellaneous shed or something? Okay.
Take 15.
I can't believe they took away the pool. Who would do that?
You can still see the grapevines on the fence growing.
This shed here.
I literally said, I can't believe they took away the pool.
This shed here, we used to call this whole shed. It used to be called the maintenance shed.
The maintenance shed.
That side was all tools.
That side was all tools.
Where all the cadets' tools would be.
where
we
all the
used
kids
for
and
working
cadets'
and
tools
everything.
would be and
And
everything.
then here
In that
was
room
a sauna.
was a
The
sauna.
sauna was used to test out the first running program, which I don't think Scientology ever released. Maybe they did. And
Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? What like that? What I'm explaining, that this room here specifically, this white door was used as the purification rundown in the running program for gold staff and adults and sometimes the cadets who to like, yeah, you could hear that. Okay. Can you hear it? Sorry. If not, I can explain it a little as I go, but I just want visually, this is literally where they were testing out the purification and seeing if they can have the purification at the Int Ranch. Okay, I'm gonna keep going.
few executives and where like Sea Org members would do their purification rundown, which is one of the main first steps you do when you're a new person joining Scientology. But this used to be a sauna where they would do that, and now it's like a little shed for storage.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. So what is it?
This is the maintenance shed. This was called the maintenance shed, where all the tools.
Maybe the audio is better on
all
this
our
version.
gardening tools, shovels, rakes, drills, like basically any tool.
Oh,
you
also,
need would be in
guys,
this
here
shed.
I'm gonna mute me, or I'm gonna pause. This is the building where when the tools were all locked up and the adult wasn't there to open the shed, another cadet, Kimberly, lifted me up through the window so we could get our tools, because I was the tools IC at the time. So I went through the window to open up the tool shed, and I slipped. It was either, I don't want to even blame it on Kimberly. I feel bad every time. But anyway, she lifted me up and I didn't hold on long enough. I said, okay, cool. Or I was done, and she lifted me up to make sure I could get fully in. And I fell basically into the tool shed head first on the metal table, and then woke up or came to, whatever you want to call it, with like fuzzy vision, like TV vision, with all the like bright ass doors opening, the big maintenance shed doors opened, and the adult was there. I don't remember which adult. I think it was Casavius, Mr. Tabioyan, and it could have also been Andrea TC or somebody that came quickly to like open the shed. And then I remember a bunch of the kids waiting with them, like waiting to get into the shed. And then I don't remember. I just remember like patches of coming to for like hours. I was just doing locationals, and I was like, I don't feel good. I didn't even know as a kid that like I needed to go to the hospital. I couldn't even say that because I didn't understand like that the hospital could fix how I was feeling. Plus they were just doing locationals and like touch assists all day long until like it felt like 8 hours later or so that they had to send me. They were always, there was this constant discussion between the adults, like what they were going to have me do at the hospital. Like, and they're like, oh, well, I just remember kept hearing about the MRI, like getting a scan or getting an x-ray, or the x-ray is very expensive. So, like the whole time, like, oh, and so anyways, long story longer, they finally ended up bringing me to the hospital, and I had a concussion, obviously. And I remember the doctor asking, after they had put me through the x-ray and they finally were like, yeah, she had a bad concussion. They're like, make sure she doesn't sleep too much and just drink lots of fluids, and she can maintain her regular life, but just take it really easy, things like that. What did we do? We went right back to work. They put me right back to work, and literally I just had this lingering feeling of like I did something wrong. And I later found out, like, I did something wrong, meaning like I used up all the time or there was something like me going to the hospital was a bad thing. And later, Casabius Tabioyan reminded me when we were on the meditation path, which we'll get to here after this shed, it goes into that. But he reminded me that I better hurry up and get my act together and no more of this little out ethics shit. And out exchange for literally going to the doctor. I guess I had used up the medical money for the month or whatever for the ranch. And so like they like, yeah. So the fault was on me, and that I basically had no room to be out ethics. And let me tell you, there were many times when I was working in the hot sun where my brain was hurting, where I hit it, where it was literally pulsing. And a lot of kids had that too. Wow. Okay. So yeah, again, sorry for the audio, guys. It's low, so I'll be quieter so that you can hear it. So you can turn up your volume and I won't yell into the mic.
This was a little sauna where they would have not cadets, but either the adults or other Sea Org members from the Gold Base would come here to try out the sauna for their purification rundown. And I don't think it worked. I think it worked, but I think it wasn't like efficient enough. They needed to have like somebody running it and in charge and whatever. But I do remember that the sauna was here, so that eventually either the cadets or the adults would also do the purification rundown, but they would do it here on the ranch.
What's the purification rundown?
The purification rundown is one of the first major basic steps. Rundown. It's like a sort of like a course that you do when you're first signing up for Scientology, where you like sweat and you're like, you know, you're trying to get all the drugs and stuff out of your system. So sauna, it's called the purification rundown because you're like purifying and cleansing your body.
Great.
I can't believe they took away the pool. What do we do
I
about
couldn't
that?
get over the pool, guys. I still can't. I'm like,
Oh man, I gotta
all
take
that,
a picture of this.
all this work.
All these
and
kids.
yeah.
So disappointed.
See, I
What is
was
this?
I was filming on my phone.
This used to be where the pool was.
This used to be where the pool
which we
was.
would rarely get to use, but every Saturday was a big, we called it Renos Day, where we would renovate. We'd spend the whole day working, all day. Like, we'd have breakfast break, lunch break for 30 minutes, and dinner. But other than that, we were doing major, like, renovations, things like that all over the property. And at the end of the day, if everybody met their targets and their quotas and what they were supposed to get done, which didn't happen all the time, then they were allowed to go swimming for like 15 minutes in the pool if an adult was there to watch everybody.
So I'm just talking about the renos after sweating and working
happened to
all
the
day
pool?
long. If we had our stats up and finished our projects that day, then and got a pass and all that and okay permission, then you were able to go to. They had like 1 hour at the end of Saturday renos where everybody can go swimming. So there's literally like 40 or 50 people in the pool all together, including like adults and stuff. But I mean, on and off. But yeah, so, and if you didn't, then, and sometimes they would like measure it. They would be like, well, depending on how much of your target you got done, then you can you know, go to the pool for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And then you have to get out. When I say, they literally be like, okay, Megan, that's it. Time's up. And then they'd be like, oh, like the other kids, Christina, everybody would be like, can we just finish the game? And then, you know, it'd be like, nope, there's no like discussion, no backflash, because you don't want to disobey the order, because at least you got 15 minutes. Okay, now I'm going on a roll. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That was like our joy. We'd just jump in. We would just jump in and have fun because it was like refreshing and it was so hot. Like in the middle of the Hemet desert, in the middle of summer, you know, we'd be burning up. So that was like our freedom. That was like our free time. We were allowed to go and have some fun before we had to get back onto our schedule. But there's no pool here anymore. Which is kind of sad.
The grapevines are still there on the fence, and the green fence is like falling off.
All these grapevines. These are all grapes. Grapes.
I slipped and busted my front tooth.
I'm walking
right there
on the pool.
I'm walking on the pool.
On water.
I said I'm walking on water. That's crazy. Just
Okay.
reminiscing. Okay, basketball court, guys. This is the basketball court.
I used to, when I was a kid, be able to throw this ball from like here and make it in the loop.
Do it.
No, I can't now.
No, the other side.
And there's no loop.
Do it on this one.
But me and my dad and brother, we'd play horse sometimes, and I'd be like, half court shot. And they'd be like, yeah, right. And I'd be like, boom, and it would make it.
So just so you know, guys, this is a flat basketball. It's not even a basketball, okay? I almost
I was a
made
strong
it.
kid. That was hard for me to do just now.
Just gonna say, that was a flat
this thing
basketball.
wasn't here. Are you filming?
Yep.
Okay, this thing wasn't here. It was just...
And, sorry. Also, I just wanted to remind you guys, look, these are the basketball court photos. Okay. When I used to make those 3-pointers. And the only time, like, think about this, guys. The only time we were able to use the basketball court was for during the 2 hours or so. It was like 2.5 hours on Sunday morning. Or during the 15 minutes, like the 15-minute breaks that we had. Every 2.5 hours of study, you get 15-minute break to eat a snack or something. And we literally would eat a snack really quick, or while we were playing, we would be eating a snack, or we'd just shove like a freaking snack and drink some, and then we'd be like spending that 10 minutes. It felt like the longest time ever to play horse or around the world or whatever. So, and then during PE time, like and it's like if you weren't in ethics trouble, where like if you're in ethics trouble, your PE time kind of goes to shit. It's like becomes a reward. So your PE time is like, okay, well, you guys can do laps. They literally said you can do running from like the Camel House back, come run from the Camel House to the gate, to the back to the Camel House, back to the gate, and that's the equivalent of 1 mile or 2 miles or something. So they would just, you know, if they wanted to even adhere to the physical education laws or whatever, they still would make us do not horseback riding or fun things like that for like physical education, unless you were like upset and you were in line. They would make us do running, which is like, it was just like, okay. It was just like sort of like the regular marching routine. So yeah, I just wanted to remind you about the court, the basketball court and all this. This was like the time that being on the basketball court was literally for us marching and all of this. marching, drilling, training, Sea Org Day. We'd turn it into the Sea Org Day. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna talk quieter, guys, so that you can turn up your volume. Okay, can turn up your volume, and I'll be quieter. I'll talk like this, so that when I bring the video in and out, it's not really loud. Okay, but turn up your volume when I play the video. Okay, thank you.
It was just this court, and you would never tell, but we had to do fire breaks all around the court, all up in these mountains and up to that reservoir. But this would basically be the main place, even though it looks like a basketball court, which it was. This would be the main place where the governess group that I was in, which was, like I explained earlier, the bad group, or for the group of kids who weren't listening and following the rules and stuff, they would have us up here marching, like learning marching drills, and also just as a punishment for either being like rude to an adult or something.
Turn toward me the other way. Yeah, like, yeah, more, yeah, don't turn, just face me. Like that, perfect.
So here is basically where we would, yeah, if we were getting punished, we would have to do literally marching drills for hours, or standing at attention, which means your feet are 45-degree angle, your hands are on your seams of your pants, and your head's looking straight forward, and that's how we had to be for hours and hours and hours. Or they would have us do marching drills on here.
Can you do the march?
Probably, but
I do have to say this is so funny because I got so shy all of a sudden. Because in reality, I don't know, it just like hit my reality. I was like, oh wow. I was like, oh yeah, I actually could do it. And then I went to like go do it, and it's like, oh God, I like spent so much of my life here doing this, and then like I got out of it, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't even like. It felt so weird to have to like even mimic it again, right there in the moment. Okay.
that's how I remember the address for the ranch, 45750.
Can you do it?
Casio Canyon Road. So when we do it, they would have us march. Like they would say, all right, today marching drill is the gold address, the phone number, the ranch phone number, and
So this is a real thing. They literally would have us so memorize. That's how I know the address. Like I said earlier, the address for the ranch is 33755 Casio Canyon Road or Saboba Road, whatever it is. Not telling anybody to go there or anything. I'm just saying this to describe how how they made us remember certain things, like if we ran off and we needed to get back and somehow lost our way because we were so out ethics and ran off in the first place, then the security number to the gold base was something like 888 get help or 1-800 get help or something like that, and it would literally go directly to the security office, the security booth in front of Golden Air Productions, that little booth. So I think they've changed that now, but so in terms of marching, they would make whatever the number is. I mean, whatever, yeah, whatever the number is, you turn, like if it's 33755, Casio Canyon School, you would do 3 to the left, like forward march, left, right, and on the third step, it would be a turn to the right. So everybody would have to turn right, and the next number would be 3, and so you would do 3 again and turn to the right, and the next number would be 7. You would do that, and then whatever foot you land on, you turn, which I believe is to the right. So anyways, we would do that, and if there was a letter, because the next number is 33755 Castillo Canyon, so the first letter is C. That's converted from A, B, C, D, E, in the alphabet, so the letter 3, I mean the number, wow, the letter C would be number 3 in the alphabet. And so they would at a certain point literally just say, okay, you're doing gold base address, then help number, and the ranch address, forward march. And the whole group would have to memorize, okay, first what was the first address, then that. Like, this basketball court is so engraved in our brains because this is literally the place we either had fun and had a few sports games and a little physical education or whatever you want to call it from the outside world. Yeah, a little bit of the sports here and there, and a little bit of hanging out with my family during that 2 hours, with my brother. That's probably the only place we really connected during this time, was during like fun sports games and stuff. Yeah, and doing Sea Org Day events on this basketball court. Okay, continuing.
And something else, and they would say forward march, and we just start. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but like for example, the address here was 45750. So they would say forward march, and we all 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
Guys, I think I got it wrong either in the video or just now. I just said 45750. So maybe that's what it is. 33750. Anyways, whatever. See, I'm unlearning. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop yelling. You guys can turn up the volume on the video now. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, so we would do the whole address, and they just started adding things and then kind of showing this governance group off to the other adults, like, look at how well they're trained. And it would be like a group. All you would see with dead silence and us doing marching patterns. You wouldn't even know. We were really trained at marching. We were like, and if somebody messed up, we'd have to restart and do the whole thing over again. But as a punishment, they would make us do what they called 11s to the rear, which is like a marching drill, and they would have us do it for maybe an hour, maybe 1 or 2 hours straight, without swatting flies, without doing anything. But 11 would just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to the rear. And we would all have to do this 9, 10 to the rear. So we would do that for hours, to like, as a sort of training drill for the ranch cadets to be more structured.
Tell me about your parents' visits.
This place also was like Sunday mornings. The parents would catch the school bus that we had. Finally, we only got a school bus, so it looked more like a school. But they would catch that bus. One of the adults, Ann Weber, she was also one of the parents of one of the kids here. She would drive the bus to Gold or to their old berthing where they used to live, and pick up any parents at a certain time, and then they would drop them all off here at like, I think it was like 10 or 11 in the morning, or it was from 12 o'clock. Either way, it was like 2 hours. They would be here for 2 hours, and this is like one of the places that me and my dad and brother and my mom would always be taking pictures because she loves photography. And she was always like, "Smile, honey. You look upset." Like, well, maybe I am. But this was like kind of the only area that like my family would hang out, and we'd have fun games, play like random basketball games, and my dad would like try to take the ball away from me and stuff.
Make a back.
See, I think the connection with my dad being, and my mom, I do have a deep connection, is sadly rooted in little moments like this when we would be playing basketball and, my dad would, run and grab me, and I would be like, oh my God, like running off. And just, yeah, I wonder if these are the little moments that I feel this, deep family love for some reason, even though such a small you know, clips of time.
Basket.
Yeah, where's the ball? Oh, it's all the way over there. Think I can still make it?
I do.
You know what's funny is the basketball nets still seem like they're the same size, where everything else on the ranch feels smaller, because I guess I'm bigger. They still, like if they were a little higher, then they would be exactly how they were. That's how I was like, that's a far shot. Okay, I think I can do this. I don't have the skills anymore.
Try again.
I did it on my first one.
I got it.
Okay, guys, I might scoot this up. I think I do a little bit more talking. I just don't want to mess up and jump too far ahead.
Damn! Okay,
It's a
going down
flat
the hill.
ball.
That's what I hated. When all the basketballs would go down the hill, it's so annoying. We'd have, because we only had like 20, 30 minutes to like have fun. If we had like PE, what they would call PE, would be like 20, 30 minutes of basketball. And then
Yeah, I
you'd
was
be
just talking about this.
Then they stopped doing that because we weren't kids anymore. But we would hate it because the balls would go down, and that would take up like a minute or two of our playtime to like have to run down and get the balls and throw them all back up. Really annoying. So that ball can stay down. Cool.
Take 18.
Sounds better. Maybe Ken got this.
So we used to literally have to have this whole side of the hill has to be completely no brush, no weeds, nothing. Always had to have it completely bare and nice and pretty with just like mulch.
Right.
So
Thank
that
you.
it would be fire.
Laura, what were the ceremonies here?
So once a year, the Sea organization, has a day, I think it's in August sometime, where they celebrate the Sea Org, the members of the Sea Org, and that's also where they raise people's ranks in like, because the Sea Orgs run very military like a ship, and like, you know, certain functions, but there's ranking in like officers and stuff like that, no matter what job or they call it post, but whatever post you're assigned to, you still can be like, somebody could be a cleaner of a building or something, and somebody could be an auditor, and you know, somebody could be an executive of the church but be lower ranking in officer or in rank than the cleaner, which means maybe that cleaner once was an executive and got all these bars and then they got demoted. But so Sea Org Day has that once a year. They have a ceremony where everybody dresses in whites, which is like how
Sorry for the
it would
wind
be like
audio,
the
guys.
same
So
uniform
sorry.
that somebody wears on a ship, the white, you know, with the bars and all that. So even though like that cleaner or that auditor could have
Same. I still hope they
been
get out.
auditing and whatever their whole lives or cleaning, they still have, for the amount of years that they've been in the Sea Org and stuff, they honor all that on Sea Org Day. And
Sorry, guys. It's
because
almost
we
over.
were in training
This windy
to be
part.
the future sort of
Maybe I should jump it
executives
up.
and the structure of Scientology and the Sea Org.
So basically, I'm
They
just
had us
explaining
doing
that
as cadets.
on the basketball
So-
court, we used to do all that here.
So that's basically, I spent a lot, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm in. And either she didn't hear me, or she lifted me up and I let go too
I'm talking
early
about the
without
maintenance
letting
shed
her
now.
know.
Yeah,
And I just went
which I just
head
spoke about.
first into the shed, into the maintenance shed, and I just hit. I don't really remember. I just remember falling, and I knew I hit my head on the table, and then I woke up on the floor with the
metal
doors,
table.
the tool shed doors opening, and there were like 10 all the cadets were there because they were coming to get their tools, and one of the adults was like, you know, kind of mad at me when they first opened it, like, what happened? You know, like, and then I was like, I don't know, I was trying, and I just remembered my vision just TVing out. Anyways, it was a big ordeal because they had me doing locationals and walks and having me do Scientology processing.
I'm going to skip ahead of this, guys, because I literally just talked about this, okay?
Instead of bringing me to the doctor, which they did at the very end of the day, like really late. Once they realized, like, okay, this isn't, like, I don't know what they realized. I just remember going up and down all these hills because they were trying to do the locational to, like,
that's what I think about in the hills.
Or something,
I'm like, they literally had me going up and down the hill.
So I had to go to the hospital, and that was a huge issue for the ranch because I had to get a CAT scan, and that was a lot of money. You know, just going to the hospital. Nowadays, people know it's like a lot of money, and it was even worse because it was internal, and I couldn't the person you're doing with. Well, look at the tree activities, and they made it.
Oh, okay, where are we now?
Go again.
The basketball hoop. Oh man, doesn't want to go in.
We need some practice.
Let's try and make one.
It literally had like a chunk of cement in it.
Okay.
Like a little shake, like I don't know what was in it. It was like really like, and it was flat.
Let's try and make one of these.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
I don't know why this is so funny.
You ready?
Ready to make
You guys
that
ready?
basket.
When are you guys gonna get ready?
There we go. I made it. Okay, good. Let's move forward. What's the next one? Okay, right here. This is by the webs.
Alright.
There.
Alright, good.
So then, okay, so now we are by the, we go by the Campbell house. Sorry, cottage. Oh wow, here we are. Oh yeah, look. Okay, so I'm up on the roof now, and I'm telling him this is where I took a photo. My mom made me go up on the roof right here and take a photo. And this is the roof. Now this would have been 30. I'm 39. So this photo was literally taken almost 30 years ago. Probably 28 years ago. I can't even believe I'm saying that. That's so crazy. 38 years. Am I doing the math right? Sorry. 28 years. Yeah, 28 years. That's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, that's the schoolhouse that I go jumping on the...
Can't remember. Okay, I want to stick a picture.
Oh, we lost it somehow. Okay, so now we're by the cottage. Right there's that. Right there is the schoolhouse behind me. And then the thing I'm taking a picture of. And I'm taking a picture of all the cactus because everything's so big now. It's all grown so much.
They totally changed all this up.
They totally changed all this up.
Platform where we used to do more marching and drills and stuff like that. Okay, let's go in here. This is so creepy. Oh, they cleaned it all up and they made it totally different. This is nothing. This wall wasn't here. Oh my God. This wall wasn't here.
So inside this is inside the cottage. This is literally where we would be riding our overts and withholds up all the time. And the female adults lived here. Well, they lived in the back room mainly. And the Barbara Tompkins and her husband, Foster Tompkins, lived in the first room and of the cottage. When you walk into this door, there used to be a wall right here where I'm about to play it. that would separate her room from the small little like study room here in the front. But now it's all just one big room.
This used to be the whole big room, and this used to be one of the adults' rooms. Nathan Tompkins, his mom, Barbara Tompkins. This was Barbara and Foster's room, which is now like. That's so weird. I used to come in her room and steal her quarters that were right here. I thought it was like such a bad thing, and I was like, I don't care. I gotta go to the canteen and buy stuff, which is that little food.
I was able to buy 10 licorice.
And then later I had to.
50 licorices.
Later I had to. So basically, you would be able to walk through this whole.
I didn't finish it, but I said later I would have to clean her room and make up amends and white glove her whole bathroom. Oh, speaking of white glove, I always forget to show you guys this. I literally have this white glove here. Let me just show you. That's where the terminology comes from. When an executive wants your place white gloved pass, an inspection, white glove inspection, okay, they literally take a white glove and they will rub their finger anywhere on any surface, anywhere, and if it's dirty, it's a flunk. So they call it a white glove pass inspection, or they say, is this white glove? Or they say this place needs to be white gloved. That's what that means. White gloved pass inspection. If the glove is not white when it comes off the surface anywhere, that is a flunk. Flunk, restart from top to bottom. Okay. I know, it's fucking insane. So yeah, it's been sitting here and I wear it on the stage sometime and people are like, oh, it's like Michael Jackson. I'm like, no, it's like white glove pass inspections. No, this ain't no Michael Jackson. It's like white glove pass inspections. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to not forget about
This
that.
wall was not here.
Let's go to your room. Let's go to 9.
9? No, let's go on the other side. This wall wasn't here. There's still the other side. Obviously, not the same at all.
Again, guys,
Not
it's
this
just
nice. And
raw
there was,
clips.
Like, why this is so weird for me to go down because that weird,
Okay,
like,
so
perverted adult dude.
I said perverted adult dude. There were so many perverted adult dudes. And also, guys, we're all coming out of this as like learning and understanding what happened, who allowed what, who put the adults in the situations, etc. Billion-year contracts, mind control, MK Ultra, auditing, Scientology, TRs, all of that shit. So there's a lot that I've learned and processed since this time. And so I might have said something mean or said something not, out of anger. It's just out of anger or upset or emotion, whatever you want to call it. And I'm working on it, but it's interesting now to like process it through and watch myself, like knowing what I was like thinking and feeling and struggling with, Anyway, so this here, we're in the cottage, and this was the middle dorm, and this room was multiple people's rooms. I think at one point it was Ann Weber and Jeff, her husband's, Jeff Weber, who's Ben Weber's parents, lived in the middle one for a while. And then they moved to the back, and I don't know, it was just so weird. I think at one point they moved Gene Tomazovic, Renee Berther, and Dee Dee Carlson all into the back room. Maybe Ann Weber too. No, she was with Jeff. Anyways, so this was in this room. Kasey, Mr. Tabioyan and his wife lived in this room, and this basement was so creepy, and we got into so much trouble because it was locked for so long. Like it was just full of random people's storage in there from obviously other RPFers, now that I'm learning that there was other RPFers or people that even may have passed away that were in the Sea Org and they were just sent to the ranch. Just ran like so much people's things that were just being hidden in this literal basement of Mr. Tabioyan's room. So excuse me if I'm being rude. I might mute the video if I'm saying anything that... Oh, no, I won't.
Lived in this room.
Yeah, so it's, yeah.
That's probably
We're
why
going
it's
into the
fucking
base.
so creepy. Oh
It's
my
so
God.
creepy. I just
All right.
really, this place
more
scared the
stuff, I
shit
can
out
shut
of
it.
me, so I'm very triggered.
Yeah, see the
He even made a joke, like, I think he said, we'll just let this slam or something. And I was like, no, like, I'm like, no, it's not even a joke. And I'm trying to find the light. There was like a light that you just pull and it turns
right there.
it turns on, but it's off, and that's even creepy.
Damn, it looked a lot bigger.
Yeah, like we were going down there and we had to like
Storage. There was
clean
like
it out.
Sea Org
Very
members,
creepy.
like jewelry and stuff in here, like that had joined the Sea Org, and like their old stuff from when they were in the normal world, I guess. And so they just had it stored in here. Like they were not going to do anything with it ever because they're in the Sea Org for the rest of their lives. So I was just down here like looking at everything. I don't even remember what I took, but I was just like, I probably thought something was really cool, and then. I was
It's
like,
so
oh, I didn't
creepy,
know that
guys.
was
So yeah, it literally, isn't this creepy? It literally was a basement right in the middle of their
I
room.
just want to turn on the flash.
Yeah, and so when I had to do amends to Mr. Tabioyan and his wife, I had to white glove all their rooms. I was like, I'm going to white glove your room, and I did a really good job. But I remember the feeling of walking all the time over, I'm sure they do too, walking over the basement, over that, and like how it like kind of bounced when you'd go to the bathroom, because the bathroom is right here on the left. And just like, I don't know, the smells and everything are just so creepy. And the rooms there are so small that it's just like, and how their like their living quarters were literally right there while we're like in the ethics room. Like right on the other side of the door is all the kids writing their overts and under ethics trouble and we would go into this room to get spankings. We would go into any of these like private adult rooms to get spankings. Fucking weird. So yeah, some shit went down.
Oh my god, there's a cobweb right here. This is so gross. There's definitely probably rats in here, so don't scream.
Don't scream.
Don't scream.
Oh, and then also a lot of the Christmas decorations for the ranch were all down here. Which
Oh yeah, that's
that-
probably why I had to.
What
We
is
were
that?
cleaning it out.
What are those in there? Oh, it's probably.
Sorry guys, this is creepy. It's so creepy, and I haven't seen all this footage. I just know where we are from being here.
This was always like a really creepy.
So creepy. My heart is so heavy right now. I don't know why. Like I'm like feel like whoa.
Yeah, there's definitely rats.
Like,
this
scared.
is literally a rat's home. We should get out.
Okay.
This is scary.
Hold on, don't come out. Yeah, I want to get you walking out.
Oh god.
There's like glass bowl. Have you been down here?
No. Why would I do
Why would
that?
he go down?
He said no. Why would
Hold
I
on a
do that?
sec, Mark.
It was really my heart is like heavy being in there.
Okay.
It just reminds me of that gross guy. Okay. Well, that's disgusting.
That
Ew.
floor.
This place is so creepy. Like,
How much would it creep you out if I'd have dropped that while you were down there?
No, I would have
Would've
killed.
I probably would have fainted. Like, I probably would have had like a panic attack and just died right then. Reporting it like months later.
Okay, so
Um,
now we are
'Cause you're not allowed
outside
to do
the.
anything like that. You're not even allowed to think about that stuff.
Yeah, I'm outside the front of the cottage.
This
That one shot was okay. This is the lounge.
Okay.
This is the lounge. This is the place we would do.
This is
yeah.
where
Actually, sorry, hold on.
I wonder. He said sorry. I hope you can hear these ones better. I told you the audio would get a little bit better.
Where are we?
There
So
used to be
this is
carpet.
the lounge. This is what we called the lounge, and it's completely different from how it was. But this would mainly, a lot of times, be locked up because this was the place where the adults would watch movies when they had time off, or if the parents had a day off, they obviously would want to try to spend it with their kid. So we were allowed to like watch some movies here if we had permission. Other than that, it was like used as a space for like executive meetings and for like dance rehearsals and Christmas carols and stuff for the kids to do that we were going to sing for and stuff at Gold Base for all the executives and stuff over there. So this place was barely ever used because it was the nicer place. Except for that room was used when Rebecca or Sarah or like one of us were under watch. Remember I told you that was? When we'd be under watch, they would have us live there and away from the rest of the dorms so that we wouldn't influence other people, obviously, to leave. This closet,
This
was
closet.
the closet that Renee Berger locked me in. And
This was
I
not a good
kicking
time.
this door so hard. I was trying to break it open. But it was the most stressful, like, depressing moment in my life. I was just like, I could kill myself. I hate this. But I didn't want to kill myself. I was like, that's how angry I was. But I was already upset. We got into some argument, and she was a cadet, but she had become an adult because she was old enough to be an adult. I think she was like 17 or 18. But she didn't have any education. Like, she didn't have proper education, and she was kind of not, as smart as the average, I would say even 15-year-old cadet. So she was like a non-educated adult. So I don't know. I always felt like I was always getting in like weird hassles and arguments with her. I mean, she was just kind of a bitch, but she was supposed to be. That was what she was taught. So she probably couldn't deal with me one time, and that was it. She just locked the fucking door, and I was kicking and crying my eyes out for like an hour. That's what I remember about that. And here I'm gonna see.
Yeah,
Like
that was
10 beds in
intense for
here.
me.
Uh,
That was Renee Berther. Here, let me show you this picture. I have it. Which is so weird because I'll do the pictures actually at the end this time. Well, because then I can just run through and then you guys will know what I'm talking about. But Renee Berther eventually it would be weird. There would be moments where I do remember where I would have, like, I would be brushing her hair and, she would tell us stories sometimes to kind of comfort us. And so I feel it's really wild how you can like really focus on like the horrible times, but there were also moments where Renee would also be doing the horseback riding with us, and she would be braiding our hair, or she would give us a back rub to help us fall asleep faster, or she wouldn't spank us as hard. And I know that's so stupid to say, but like, it was like, yeah, it was like we were getting groomed, and same with her, to get used to the abuse and just see that if you keep doing this, then the abuse is going to escalate. And if you just slow down, then we'll stop hitting you as much. If you knock off the backflash, if you follow the schedule, So, yeah. That closet incident, I was like, she spanked the crap out of me. There was just a day where I was like, and she was done and I was done. And I was like, I'm fucking done with you. Like, I was so upset. And she threw me in there and locked it. And I was kicking it so hard, I was like, I could see the door like shaking every time I would kick it. And I just felt at least relieved that I was able to yell and scream so loud because I just didn't care anymore. And that I could like get it out somehow. But yeah.
3 bunk beds went all the way up, and that's when the fire department came one time and said we can't have 3 beds up there. So, and then it ended up just being 2, 2, 2, 2. So we had 8 people, 8 kids living in here. And if you look, the sink room is right there. And next door is another dorm, is another room that goes through. And there were 8 other kids in there. Now, if you look at the structure of this room, there's literally 1 sink and 1 bathroom for 16 kids, cadets. And we had about 6:30 was wake up time before at least for the governance group, because we had to wake up earlier than everybody. But for the other cadets, I think it was like 7:30 or 8. But we only had 30 minutes to like shower, get dressed, get ready. So 16 kids would be fighting over the toilets, the bathroom, like, and then the hot water would run out at like after like 2 showers. So the rest, everybody was always fighting like to get there first, so that we would have like at least a 1-minute warm shower. Yeah, it was complete ridiculous. And that's where I would be like singing and stuff. And one time I caught like I was singing to myself with a brush in the mirror, and like 5 or 6 of the other kids like came out, and I didn't see them until I like got out of my imagination, and I looked in the mirror and I saw behind me there was like 6 kids like laughing and looking at me. They're like, "That's good." I was like so embarrassed. I was like giving my heart. I think I was singing Whitney Houston or something. Really dramatic.
That's so funny. I forgot about that.
Anyways, I used to live right here on a bunk.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hillary, the cat.
This window.
For the cats. I would snuggle with the cats and I'd sneak them in for the night.
I'd open up this window and I would let this cat, Colory, she would come up when she was pregnant, and I would let her, because we weren't allowed to have any animals. We weren't allowed to have any pictures. We weren't allowed to have, it was very uniform. Like everything had to be the same. But I just felt so bad for her because she was pregnant, and I was like, oh, I love her. I want to have her babies in my room. That didn't fly.
Okay, so I think this is just another dorm. So you see how the, oops, wait, I just want to pause that. Maybe I could go back a tiny. Go back forward a tiny, go up. You see how right there, you see how the 2 rooms are connected? So the dorms here are literally like that. There would be 2 dorms connected like this, and in the middle would be the sink room. And then to the right of that sink room, right in there, you walk through the sink room, there's 1 toilet and 1 shower with like a tub shower. So 16 plus people between these 2 dorms, room 9 and 10 and 7 and 8, like throughout all of the motels, would all have to share this 1 bathroom, this 1 shower, 1 toilet, and 2 sinks. Can you imagine all the fights over the years from the kids fighting over the water in the sink room and hurry up when they only have 25 minutes to get done, to wake up, make their bed, do everything, get their uniform on, get everything ready, be on time for muster so they don't get ice cold water dunked on their head or made to go do 100 laps or whatever. So this is the connection of the dorms. Okay, this is interesting, guys. I just want to quickly show you. This whole area is the meditation path, they called it, and it's right next to the sports field. And let me just quickly remove this really quick. Um, this is literally like the place where we would take all of the photos, but look at this photo. This is literally me when I was, I think, 8 years old, maybe 9. And this tree is still there in Sabo at the ranch. And this face, my mom was like, I showed my mom, I'm like, look, Mom, this is where I won the golden egg during Easter, the Easter hunt, the PR Easter hunt. Anyways, and so it's just funny to go back to the ranch and remember even that hole in the tree, and it was still there. And I'm like, oh my God, this is that photo that my mom took of me. So now it's like I'm doing it again. Now I have the photo here with me. And yeah, so it's just it was just also all these photos that I have, these were all photos my mom would always, this is where we would take, whoops, sorry guys, the lighting is not the best, but this is where we would take all of the PR photos, for our family that was in Canada and stuff, to be like, look, we're having such an amazing life. Look, at my sister's literally wearing I think it's the Admiration CD basics lectures or something. Probably my dad gave her the shirt. Sorry, the reflection's really bad. I can't help it, guys. But yeah, so this is this whole area, even at the sports field. This whole area was just the area where we would take a lot of the pictures. Proud SP. Look at this little cute proud goldenrod SP. This is me and my sister. Look at the cactus and everything behind us. She's like, we got to take upstat photos. Got to get those upstat photos. And then, of course, she got just regular photos but you see the cactus and this was all down by the sports field. The steps going down to the sports field. This is us on Easter playing an Easter game for a little bit with the parents. We're gonna all be a team here on Easter. And then the rest are, I wanted to show you guys in case the rest are these photos that we did the PR dance for. And on the back, actually, the photo says Dance Team August 1999, which means that we did this whole PR dance thing before we went off to Clearwater, Florida, or, to be shipped off to other organizations. So it's just good for documentation and for getting ready to be able to do a whole visit to the Int Ranch again, and to be able to see it in a whole different light, and to heal and to do some ceremonies and meetings with the tribe there. Would be really healing, I think. I've said that multiple times, even on this documentary. I was playing the flute. Fake playing the flute, by the way. Okay, so anyway, so those were all, yeah, so this was that photo that I just showed you.
Take 24.
Somebody's done this before. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
That's all.
No, you gotta get in closer. Stick your head up a little bit more.
What do you mean?
Smile.
that in there.
There's the photo.
Yeah.
Chicago Jane. We got a quick. Should we back that up? I want to see that again.
No, you gotta get in closer.
Look, I brought
Stick your
the
head up
photo.
a little bit more.
Oh, I think actually we do zoom in and
What do
show
you
the
mean?
photo.
Smile.
There was all these
What's that in
cobwebs. See, there's the photo. Boom.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Nice. Great minds think alike. Yep.
I need you to stick your head in there again, just for a little bit longer. Just to pull it and smile.
He's like, I need to get a true shot.
That's good.
This is bringing me joy. That's good.
Is that good?
Yeah, hold it. Try not to blink.
I look like a little owl.
Okay. Oh my god, this is disgusting.
There's all these bugs
Why is
and
it gross?
cobwebs all over me.
Let me see here now. Can you hold up the picture? Can you come closer?
Oh yeah, okay, good. I was like, I thought he made me hold up the picture. There we go. There you guys go.
It's good.
Okay, camel house.
Okay, good. Okay, so now we're at the Camel House. I showed a bit of this on the, sorry guys, the wind, but this is a really good shot of the Camel House. I could mute it, might be better. That's nicer. Yeah. It's still playing though, right? Yeah, good. So yeah, this was the Camel House, and it's still called the Camel House. And it was originally the Campbell soup owner people who made Campbell soup. They lived there, own it. They own the land, or they guess they own the land, and they gave it to the nurse. Oh, I want to pause on this. This warehouse here is still there. And this, like, they used to put things in here that would, why is it not? Oh, because I have it muted? That's so silly. No. Oh, it's because it stopped. Basically, this whole big warehouse was used to hide, not hide, well, maybe to hide, yes, a bunch of storage from Gold Base, from Cine Crew, was used for, like, backup pipes and drainage and, like, you know, for Gold Base and for the ranch. Like all the big stock and storage. I believe they were planning on making multiple of these at one point, when they thought the ranch was going to be its own little private area. But so this ended up being, I remember one time we literally had a Halloween haunted house in this warehouse. It was like, I don't know, I just remember these random little memories of like setting up for it, and like, oh my god, it was like, I was like, this is the most exciting haunted house in the world. But just sad that I don't remember all the fun. I remember moments of it being, maybe because I was setting it up and I wasn't going to it. Maybe it was for only the older adults or something, or the older cadets, I don't know. Okay. What did you say? The battle. I have a feeling it's called the Sea Organization because maritime law is what allows groups to get away with human trafficking, because maritime law is its own unique law. Yes, the battle. That's so interesting, because also, that's literally because L. Ron Hubbard was running away, and you can't get arrested when you're on, well, not arrested, but you, like, it's hard for, when you're on the water, it's not owned. it's not put under certain country, whatever it is. I have actually questions about that. Does the country still own that part of the water as their country? Like, is it considered in the territory of if you're on the water, or is it like no laws? You're out at sea, no laws kind of a thing. Anyways, yeah. Very, very much L. Ron Hubbard copycatted, stole, used, borrowed, whatever you want to call it, the structure of the military and the sea, maritime, uh, laws and behaviors and like structure. And then said, okay, well, now I'm going to make a sea organization and call it the Scientology Sea Organization, and this is where we're going to have our own private world. Anyway, so yeah, this shed was very, this came later in the later parts of the ranch.
Like one time around Christmas, like.
So I think
Yeah, what do you mean?
We're getting a hotel.
I wonder where I don't know what footage is coming in next. I think it's more of the Campbell house. Yes, this is all more, yep, more of the Campbell house footage, which is really great to even be able to oh god, I'm gonna turn down the volume on this, guys. There we go. That's much better. I'll just put it low. There, guys, I kind of handled it. If only I could turn it up higher. But yeah, so again, this is the Campbell house. And if anybody was walking up this road that I'm walking down to go to the Campbell house, they would literally be walking in the direction of walking off the property. So like this would be the path to like be blowing off to go run off to the orange orchard, you know, to get it. Once you pass the orange, once you're on the orange orchard land, then you're off of the ranch property. So this road was always like, being over here on this side of the ranch was such like it's such a weird vibe, because the Campbell house was only used for security and like for security guards, the ranch in charge, Dan Bilski, the older single, so to speak, adults, or not single. Like Dan Bilski was married and his wife didn't live here with him. So, and then anybody that was under watch, anybody that was put under 24-hour watch, they would be here away from everybody else. So being here and standing here on this side of the property was very rare. Like, so it's just an interesting angle to be able to look back at this now and just be like, wow, I'm outside of it all now, not stuck in those feelings.
Like even a box of
Okay, so I was just trying to move things to see if I was able to find anything that like kind of represented Scientology, and I was, or like any of our like lives, literally evidence. I don't know what I was calling it in the movie. I keep memories, memorabilia. So I would always climb in the ceilings, is what I'm saying. I would always be like climbing in the ceilings to hide or run away. And or I didn't want people to find me, so I'd go in the ceilings because they would never look in there. And if they did, I would just duck down and they wouldn't really see anybody. So yeah, I'm lifting to see. I was trying to see if they hid any like security boxes. You know, like security guards would have these banker boxes full of like people's files, and they would hide them in the tops of the ceilings, so that nobody could find them. Even the person that was under investigation wouldn't be able to find them. Like they just wouldn't even know, like, oh, their files are not in the regular ethics folder area. Nope, they're hidden with security in the Campbell house in a secure situation in the ceiling. Yeah, this is random little mouse died. I don't know why. It's very creepy. The vibes there was very, very creepy. Sorry, dead mouse. I don't know why just showing that. Question, were there any other kids you were in with who hated it and wanted out and you know left but have not kept in touch? Wait, who hated it? Yeah, a bunch of people hated it. At times I hated it. At a lot of the times I hated it. But we're also forced to pretend that we didn't hate it and if we did hate it, it was our fault. So we better get up tone and find something that will make us not hate it, you know? We always wanted to leave. We just didn't understand, as literally our child brains were not being formed right as we're growing up, as growing old, as you know, growing older. Our brains were just taught what they were taught from little child baby CEO days. So to even run away would be like, what? Run away to the unknown, which is way more fearful. At least I knew the ranch. At least I knew the property. At least I knew the slave, you know, the forced labor, the abuse, the punishments. If you do this, you get this. You know, I knew the conditions. I knew I just knew I knew the land. This at least I knew it, right? And so yeah, it's weird. There's this weird deep connection to it that I can't describe, and I'm sure the other ranch cadets know exactly what I'm talking about. But there are definitely kids who have left Haggis. They have definitely left who hated it, that never want to speak about it because they want nothing to do with it ever again. They don't want to bring it up. They don't want them to attack them. They don't want to get involved in disconnection, separation, fair game, none of that. They want to live the rest of their lives without a word of that shit in their lives. And I slightly agree with that, and I slightly disagree with it in ways, but I totally understand it, you know? I understand the intensity of and I wish more people would come out and talk about it. But for now, this is all I can do to encourage people to be safer or feel like, okay, look, you know,
like this when you're like
they don't own the property
9 years
anymore.
old in a haunted house is creepy.
All of the stuff, the dolls and everything. Okay, so yeah, we're looking at more dolls and stuff at Campbell House. Okay, so we go to this after. Look at these creepy head dolls. Oh my god. After this though, it goes to the RPF area.
Yeah, but
right
then come
here.
back.
Are you trying to film or no?
I am filming.
So yeah, this was the whole RPF area. Everything's completely grown over. Even right here in front of us, there's these little red plant flowers. There's a whole little rock area. This was all these. There's a red railing right here on our left. All of these were little lumped areas that the trailers would be parked on, that the RPFers would be living in, working in, studying, doing auditing, etc. I mean, I'm sure Jesse Prince or anybody
What is it?
that was on the RPF at this time would literally be like, wow, everything's grown over. Nothing is how it used to be, and they purposely did that. But for people who were ever on the RPF at the Int Ranch up in Hemet, Castillo Canyon School from Gold Base, or anywhere else, this is that land. All of these rock borders were all done from all these rocks from the creek.
How many rocks are here?
It's interesting because I'm saying, look at how many rocks are here. Because there was never that many available, because we had taken so many out to make rock walls and borders all over the property. But obviously the water, all the storms and everything bring more. They carry more and more rocks, you know, and the more, you know, so it's just, I'm like, wow, there's something in my older adult heart that's so satisfied with seeing so many available rocks that I don't even have to like go work or collect or do, but just like, wow, look, I better start collecting these rocks for nothing. It's so weird. It's so healing. It's such an undescribable healing thing to be able, yeah, to even watch this again and know that I was able to come back and have these feelings.
the same way you came in?
So just so you know, most of the RPF area is literally full of huge bushes and overgrow. Like, a lot of any main areas that I didn't go to, it's probably most likely because it was completely full of grass and bushes and yeah. And this is the desert. This is Hemet. You don't want to be crawling in some bushes. There's rattlesnakes and all kinds of wildlife all over the place. And yes, I saw a question earlier. Did anybody get bit by rattlesnakes and stuff like that? Yes, multiple times, and they had to have the, snake venom. Security had the snake venom, so they. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. The stupid volume was down on the video because I turned it down so it wouldn't be so loud because of the wind. But yeah, and so the MLO, yeah, and then they would get in trouble because of it. They would get in trouble because, like, they would have to figure out what the PTS. There's the wind again.
A lot of the cadets would feel that way. Once you're here, you're like, oh, I can't believe this is all like just nothing's happening with it, even though.
Yeah, I was feeling like, gosh, I wish I could do something now and it could be ours again. And everybody would be so happy. I'm sure the native people would be happy. Everybody would be so happy. I don't know. And I don't know why. I just want to see it shine and do good and be something of love and value instead of like these memories. Because it's not that. The ranch is so beautiful. The land out there is so healing. It's wild.
Even though it's just so beautiful out here. Like, probably the only reason I hate to say this, but probably a lot of the cadets didn't kill themselves was because we were out in the middle of nowhere, and if we did get upset, we'd run off, and it's like, we run off to this. Like, this is pretty peaceful. But for 11 years, 12 years
I don't know if you heard that. I'm muting it because the wind. But I'm just saying it's so peaceful, and like being here is actually really beautiful. And most of the time when the kids would run off and blow, it felt like, for me, for sure, that when I would run away, I would feel like peace and like able to like breathe and have space again. And the nature, it felt like literally nature healed me. And then I would have some sort of energy to come back. So messed up. But yeah.
25 years of my life was this.
25 years.
A few years ago, I'm like, okay, now I have the courage to like talk about it, but it sucks when you're the only one who can talk about it and say it, and you want all your friends to feel the way you feel as well.
Aw, I still feel that way.
There's honeybees over there where we used to do honey, like boxes of honey. There's still honeybees over there, and the boxes are old and stuff, but they're still living there. And there's like a puddle of water, like randomly.
Yeah.
Like a pump not a pump.
An underground water spring.
It's like,
it's amazing.
It is so peaceful and beautiful, and it did look great, and it was awesome. But
the camera guy Jeff, he didn't want to. It was really bushy and like full of weeds and pricks and everything. But I crawled in because I wanted to get some up close stuff just of like the RPF area and stuff. And there was this old bee, like a queen home, like a full beehive in one of the boxes, and the box had been like kind of smushed, but the honeybees were still living there and had moved into the ground and were like using the box and the ground, their little home, as their new home. It was incredible, and they're still there after all these years. The hive is still there. I'm just like, wow.
Do you remember when your parents dropped you off here?
Yeah, I barely do, but I remember coming out. I remember getting out of the van, and there were only like 5 or maybe 10 cadets here. Maybe. I only remember getting off that van and seeing Ariella Coleman, who was one of my friends. She still is. I love her. And her brother, Power, and like I think a few other kids. They were all kids of executives that were already at Gold, but not a lot because more kids came when I was here. I remember kids once every year there would be like, you know, a new trip with a new cadet or new cadets of parents that were going to Gold.
That's correct. No one.
It's crazy.
Literally, there was a price in the heads of rattlesnakes and tarantulas. If you turned some in, you got a small amount of money when I was there. So at the Int Ranch, they didn't do for tarantulas because tarantulas weren't dangerous. They just said leave them alone. And we would actually play with the tarantulas. But rattlesnakes, definitely, I killed 3 rattlesnakes that I remember. I probably did more. I just remember killing a really big one out by the maintenance shed by the pool area. And one time I was by myself and I was like, okay, I really have to do this. I have to be big enough and do this. And I felt so bad. Oh, I felt so bad when I did it. I felt so bad. But yeah, they gave us this rule that if you see a rattlesnake and you safely cut the head off and you bring the rattle to security, then you would get like $10 or $20 depending on the size. So yeah, I remembered that.
This is crazy. It's like I don't want to just walk away from it and never be able to come back.
Oh.
Come back at some point.
Yeah, but you have to get so much permission.
You really do.
See, I'm like, I don't want to, I was getting upset. Like, I'm like, I don't want to leave because we were getting ready to go after this. And I was like, I don't want to leave. I feel like I don't want to leave this place and then not be able to come back. And he was like, I think he says like, you can come back or something. I'm like, yeah, but there's now you have to have so much permission from like the Indians and the natives and how much time you can have and what's the for. So like, yeah, it's interesting. It's now I'm like, okay, now I actually have some little stepping stones that I've been through now. So now I'm able to like know who I need to talk to and I'm typing up some stuff. So it's fun. It's fun to be able to actually know that I can come back here and do this and fulfill that healing and that like needed void and hug from nature. For everybody.
My Indian status. When is my Indian status coming to play? I'm part Indian.
Be careful coming back out.
So yeah, these mountains
Oh,
were the
it's
mountains
easier
that
'cause I
just
can see
surrounded us all
coming
the
down is
time.
actually
I'm gonna turn down the volume on the video because the wind.
All right, let's go.
Alright.
Yep.
There's that Z mountain. Oh, here, look, boom. I wonder if there's a way. I wonder if he's gonna zoom in on it. Does he zoom in on it? Do you zoom in on it? He paused it. No, okay. On the left top of the mountain, there was a little pole, like a big pole, and the camera would be on the pole, and the pole is still there. So yeah, this is where you have to go through kind of when you're trying to go see the old RPF base, is all this like ruggish tree bush everything. But if we had more time, I absolutely would do it again. Yes, we all definitely deserve to heal. Okay, and then this last part is just the right by the bridge area when you're coming on to the Int Ranch property. This is where the natives, when I was talking to them, I said that it would always smell like alcohol down there, and we'd go collect the cans and the bottles by the tree by the bridge, and this is where the natives would carve things, and it's all kinds of whatever on the sides of the mountain. They would spray paint sometime. But yeah, it would always smell like piss and alcohol down there. And I didn't even understand what alcohol or beer was. I just was like, oh, this is where they drink. They do all of whatever it is they're drinking and
So wait, these
listening
are
to
the
music.
cadets that have written their names here?
Yeah. No, so the cadets definitely didn't write their names here. I mean, I think at one point when we went on walks or hikes, which were like locationals for the rowdy kids, they would let us carve or do like a quick thing, but it is almost like they didn't want us to be mixing with the other world. Okay, well, I think that's it, guys. That was it on that one. Wow. Wild, right, guys? Wow. Oh, wow. I feel like I just went through like a whole thing just watching the video and like going through that with you guys. It's just like crazy. It's wild. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. And in the meantime, I just wanted, now that we finished that clip of the video, I just wanted to maybe, I'm gonna wrap it up here soon. And I just wanted to share some of the cadet images again of the Int Ranch school and stuff. And then actually, you know what I really want to show you guys is these images. First of all, here is these are the images from LA, from Los Angeles. And you can see this is like literally where the kids would be going roller skating and doing their playing and whatever their activities are, right? Here, this is one of the adults. I believe this is Vivian Jenner, one of the teachers, and I was in her class. So I think this was Jamie. I'm not sure. These kids, but this definitely could have been me back here, but I also feel like I had shorter hair, so I don't know. Anyway, so remember these images? These are all the CEO ATA images, right? And you have here, let me pull up, where's the one specifically with the kids, because that one, I'm going to show you guys a video I just took this morning. I should have marked these last 20 little photos so I didn't have to scram through this. Oh, actually, now that we're on the subject, why don't I show, I'm going to bring up photos while I'm doing them so I can explain here. So this is a photo of a cadet. This is how this would be. This is literally how we would mix. It would either be a machine like this, or we would have wheelbarrows where we would do it literally hand by hand, buckets by buckets, spatula by spatula, slapping it on the walls, making all the cement walls. This is literally a child. This is what, a 10, 11-year-old child in this cement muddy thing, no gloves, again, no gloves, making cement with this looks like a fiberglass shovel, getting ready to go build some more walls. It looks like they already built some right here. Anyways, okay, so let me just quickly go through these with you. Oh wow, I'm still thank you guys for being here. Wow, like, and just going through that with me, it's like it feels better to be able to do it with people than to have it just locked in my head all the time trying to like decipher and dissect everything. Okay, share screen. I'm gonna pull up, oh yeah, these are some, I'm just gonna pull up these ones. These are some stills of the Int Ranch, of the motel front, just so I want people to be able to know this is literally how it looks now, guys. Even the tops of the lamp posts and stuff are off, but they did a bunch of cleaning it up since even I've been there. But look at these benches, still these old benches. I've always been here. These are the rocks. This is where's that photo where I was in the rocks? The rocks. I think I showed it last time, but I always don't remember, so. Hold on, let me see. If it's near, then show it to me. Where's that one photo with me and my sea star? My sea star on the rocks right here. Yeah, so these rocks that have plants coming through them, which actually looks kind of cool. But I remember we were always saying, like, no, that's not. Look at this is the picture on the rocks. This is how it used to be. When we would be, like, waiting for our parents to come off the bus. The van run or the bus. The ranch. Okay. So, yeah, I showed you guys that. I showed you guys the CEO picture. And here you have cadets from the Pack Ranch, CEO Pack Ranch, ATA, literally doing white glove. They're all doing their, you got this guy have like bolts on the ground, bolting, fixing, doing construction, cleaning the walls, rags. Again, no gloves, no cleaning, proper protection for cleaning, just all hands on all things. Oh, this guy's lucky. He's got a vacuum. Good for him. Good for him. He's probably one of the upstats. They're white gloving. Just a regular day of CSP. Okay. Again, another one. Anybody know who she is? Again, no gloves. All these, do you guys see all these chemicals here? This was the norm. Bleach, detergent, degreaser, anything. All of it here. Scrubbing away, no biggity bang. Just look at it. She literally has a greenie in her hand right here. A scrubby greenie scrubbing the metal racks in her uniform. So, and this is like a full-on dishwashing system. You see in the back, they got the sprayer and all that. And then the shelving and all that. So, just a regular another day, you know, being a cadet in the world of Scientology. Okay, I'm going to pull up a few other ones here. Uh-oh, where did I go? Nope, not there. Not there, here. Okay, bam. This one. This is which one are we on? This one, yeah. So again, you see L. Ron Hubbard's face always there. This is where they're, you know, having their meal break or parties. It's Christmas. It's a Merry Christmas. Look at that. All these kids is what all these kids are doing for Christmas with L. Ron Hubbard's face on the wall. We're making something for Christmas. Yay. Okay. Always gotta make sure L. Ron Hubbard is included. That's just disrespectful. We are upstats. Same thing. This is that same Misha. Oh, I wanted to point out. So you have all the kids here, the cadets, and there's Brian Shimmerhorn here to the right, who's currently a security guard, I still believe. There's Clarissa again. Hi, Clarissa. And a bunch of other kids, cadets' names that I totally recognize that I'm just blanking on their names right now. But here's Misha and the, you know, these guys on their mission. That is Misha. That I'm pretty sure that's Misha. Misha, if that's you, let me know. But look at the sign on the door. They're in the galley area, right? Please don't forget to vote. Everything in the galley area is about voting. Voting. That's their statistics. Voting. So they need people to vote on the food. +7. +7. Okay. Got to get the stats up. Please vote. Don't forget to vote. If the food is so good, make sure you vote so I can get some time off. Here's a kid trying to make sure you vote and make you the best grilled sandwiches. That looks awesome. We definitely didn't have that at the ranch. We just had our shit come in a pan and Hopefully it's still hot. But this is inside at the Gold Basin at the galley. They would have all this there as well. Look at again more chemicals, whatever it is. This big stirring machine. Okay. Oh yeah, here's another one. This is Brandy Whitmore, who was her mom, Shane Whitmore, and God, what's her mom's name? I can't believe I literally forget her mom's name. Kathy Whitmore, I believe. Yeah. This is Brandy Whitmore right here. But they got the dictionaries. You got your supervisor, elderly man, masculine man. This whole table is full of girls. But either way, I just have not ever heard anything good about men being in the vicinity of Sea Org children. Older men, adults, young Sea Org children. Just no. Anyways, that's Brandy Whitmore, and I love her so much. I have a picture somewhere, well, probably on the Clearwater streams. I'll show you guys the picture, but remember her. She was literally, I still love her for, like, she was, like, such a sweetheart, and her and my sister were so close, and before they went to the Int Ranch, and even, we're still writing to each other, and I would write to her from the ranch to the pack, to Pack Ranch. Anyway, so yeah, this is the norm again, just showing you the norms of how the structure of not having family there, but then having other people around as the adults in the structure. And some of them even being like people who were born and raised in the cadet org or who are now becoming the teachers or the adults all of a sudden because they achieved a certain status somehow. Okay. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Cancel. Okay, share. Oh, yeah, I think I showed this last time. Oops, where did we go? Nope. Where did we go? There. This one, yeah, I shared last time. I said they, again, no cleaning, no gloves, no proper gloves. They got a hat on him. Good job. And some thin ass, look, the apron already ripped right here on the bottom. But so it's always the kids, the cadets cleaning, again, degreaser in the back. Yeah, I showed that yesterday. Here's another one. This is, of course, your standard. Oh, whoops. Muster, your standard muster. This is a cadet muster. And looks like they're in the auditorium or something of some sort. And there again, the master, L. Ron Hubbard. That's, you see, attention. They're all standing at attention. Attend. Look at the 45-degree angle feet. Yep, this guy's slacking. Who is this? Slacking on the feet there. Not cool. Where's your 45-degree angle? Not cool. Not okay. This one is okay. This one is kind of, yep, hands at the seams. Good. This guy's got it down. Okay, that's enough. But yeah, you guys get that? Okay, you remember Brandy? Aw. Yeah, she's, like, I would love to get her out. Brandy Whitmore, please get out. These were the kids, I just can't help but think now, all the references I've been reading with you guys about the infants and the babies having to go to the hospital and all this. These were the infants. These are the babies that made it through that and didn't die. And this, I believe, is Eunice Spallino. This is Catherine Spallino's mom, I believe. Jason and Catherine and Michael and Eunice Spallino. Daisy Spallino. That's right. Eunice is her name. And I'm sure people who were in the Pack Ranch area know who all these adults are here around. And who these kids are. These are the little kids. It's just wild. It needs to be all on the record. Okay, so there's a specific, oh yeah, I wanted to show you these ones. Okay, let me just show you these other ones really quickly, just so you guys get the image of supervisors with kids in schools and drilling them. It looks like he literally has the basic study manual opened right here. That's what that is. I can tell because the bright orange or whatever. And look at the writing on them. Everything's marked. You see that? Look at this dictionary right here. It says EPF, the red dictionary. EPF. This is an EPF dictionary. And that's the group you join when you're signing you sign your SERA contract and you go to the EPF, not the RPF. The EPF is when you'll see people doing little work projects, cleaning up around the buildings and things like that. RPF is separate. It's the rehabilitation group. The rehabilitation group. Okay, one more on here. Here's another again with the missions, having the cadets. To me, this felt like this was like a photo to show evidence that, the guy is briefing them on their next moves and they are getting ready to join the EPF. These are all cadets. And this is, again, the mission guy. I always try to look on the shelves because almost everything was either work tools or L. Ron Hubbard study tech books or something. Like, what the heck is that up there on the shelf? What's going on? Anyways, probably cleaning chemicals of some sort. Okay. Where is, oh yeah, I want to show that. I showed that one. Okay, good. Boom. This one. I don't know if I've shown you guys these ones, but I wanted to show, again, just to like really go over what kind of projects and work the cadets did. It was literally everything. The cementing, the fire breaks, digging trenches, PVC, scrubbing dumpsters, cutting tree bushes, trimming the grass, killing the rodents, milking the goats, cementing the cement with boards and a long metal pole with no gloves or anything. Yep, just the norm. Just regular day in the cadet ranch schools of Scientology. Here's another one. This is them doing this. Oops. Yeah, this is another just a regular project day with this. Look at this huge propane tank here. This is at the Pack Ranch. Just hauling in the door. We're gonna install the next door. Renovations are on their way. We are almost to a clean, clear planet. No, we're just about 13 years old. Big beings. Long big beings. We think we were in the Sea Org before this lifetime. So technically we've been in the Sea Org for over 200 years. So we come back. Thank you. We have come back to install this door and to make this property a new planet. Okay, one more I want to share. Well, I want to share two more things, a couple more things. Again, this is, oops, I always do that. This is, they always like, always telling the kids, we got to play the game. We got to make the stats. We got to achieve this. We got to get this. Goals, targets, make your TMs, target, your targets are your stats. Get your stats up. Play the game. So yeah, again, another group of cadets just doing cadet things. Why is it always the last picture that I need that comes up? Okay, it's right there. First, I want to show you guys these last ones. So they would always make us inside the classrooms and course rooms always do like clay demos. And I shared this before on a really earlier stream, but this is what it looks like when they say clay demos. Like KTL, the Key to Life course, you have to do a zillion clay demos. And so it's basically you're clay demoing L. Ron Hubbard's policy technologies. You're putting into clay little humans and labeling each human. This is the ethics officer. This is the auditor. These are the pre-clears. And this is the thought. And they're thinking, oh, I'm going to make them achieve the state of clear. And whatever you have to use clay to describe, to show that you know the full meaning of the policy letter or whatever it is they're saying to do a clay demo for. It's really... yeah, so I just wanted to show that. Another thing in these classroom, oops, sorry, here, vibes. Again, statistics you see on the back wall here. Oops. And there's always a picture of L. Ron Hubbard on the e-meter or people leaning over and he's showing them how to... you can see blurry there, but here on the wall right here, these are all the students, anybody, all the cadets, their student points. Anytime they complete certain points on their check sheets and things, they get a point, and all of those add up to statistics. So all the time they're always studying on their check sheets, getting their statistics up on their courses to complete their, so they can get that day off, they can achieve that. Here you have the learning how to learn. This is also, again, a total PR photo, because they always make it look like, oh, they got the dictionary, the demo kits here, the basic study manual, or learning how to learn. And here she is reaching for the dictionary to help her with a word. And here they have the derivation dictionary and the regular Webster dictionary. Anyway, so everything has a purpose where it is. This is just the standard of a classroom. Course room, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and then I think there was one more. Oh yeah, this was like snack time or something in the course room. Did I share it? Is it sharing? Yeah, okay, good. Again, look at the back wall, the org board. This is a smaller version of the org board, but you have division 7, 1, 2, or division 7, 1, 2. I forget. Yeah, might be an older version of the org board, but over here, all the posts on the wall, everything is very Scientology run. Always reminding you, this is your schedule. These are your stats. This is the org board. It looks like they're having a meal break here. Very classy meal break. Okay, moving on. I didn't mind doing clay demos. It was same. It kind of, it was something better than like staring into the book and like having to like figure it all. Like internally, clay demos felt more like outward and like, oh good, at least I can get my mind. Sometimes I would lie and say, oh, I need to do a clay demo of this so that I could just like do something else. Oh my God, that's right. Food and all that. I remember the kids scrambling to get an orange. Yeah, you would want to get a good apple or an orange or like it's just banana, like just anything that was basic. It was just such a struggle, and always everything was such like a depletion. Oh yeah, I wanted to show this. And I wanted to test something. I want to test a music audio thing before I end the stream. But oh yeah, this was the cottage, right outside the cottage. I like showing these things because this was the picture I took. Remember in the documentary when I was taking the picture? This is the planters now, but these planters used to be so kept up. We would like, I remember how many lizards and everything would be up on here. But yeah, these are all so big now, but this is the backside of the motels here. And then the cottage is to the right here. Anyways, wild. I just wanted to put that up there so people saw that. Okay, so I wonder if it downloaded. Let me look really quick, guys. I think because I moved everything, it should be really easy for me to just literally go like this and pull it off and do that. Yes. Yes. Okay, good. I wanted to show you something. I went this morning and filmed this because I'm going to show you a picture, but I actually found a picture of the kids inside of the CEO, the ATA, across from the Blue Building where we were raised as kids. And so I went this morning and I filmed the area so you can see what just to put the two together, the inside of when we were kids years ago, the 25, 35 years ago, and then and where it is compared to the blue building now. So let me put this here, and hopefully I don't know if the audio will work. Oh, maybe if I do it correctly. Let's see. Video file. Is it this one? Oh, it is. Okay. Okay. Let me exit out of there then. Okay, let me know if you guys see this. So this is right now, today, this morning. I filmed this, and the sounds, the ambulances and everything still sound the same. This is in the back. This is literally where the kids were all raised. This was the back. Remember that photo I showed you with Vivian Jenner? That was the back of all that. That's where we used to roller skate and where we used to have our bikes. This right here in the back. It's now complete, like, dump, storage, who knows what. Question, Laura, do you remember Orion guy? I always wondered what happened to him. Yeah, that name sounds so familiar. Wow. So yeah, this is literally a current video of where the kids used to be, and I'm going to show you a picture after this of the inside from 25 years ago. This is the picture I'm going to show you after this is right here, but on the inside. This is where we were standing on the inside. And it might be, it's Apollo Training CEO. Maybe this is called the ATA then. I'm not sure. But yeah, so now you guys can see the perspective of being outside. When you're outside the blue building here. It's just right here on Frank Fountain and right there. This is literally where all the babies and all the kids, yeah, the ATA. This is it. Isn't this crazy? So that was this morning, literally this morning. So now let me show you. I can remove that. Now let me show you this. Share screen. Here's, look at, this is an image from years ago of the inside. This is the exact same place. It's just wild hearing, like seeing this picture and hearing those ambulances and the sounds and that the time that kids would have fun or play or do training drills or doing anything like that would be here in this parking lot doing this. And the only thing neighbors had ever heard was, oh, we just heard kids like yelling and screaming. We just thought, you know, they're just kids. When there was literally no legal certificates or authority for any of these children to really be set up under all these conditions here. It was completely inhumane and completely illegal. The kids were not even supposed to be here. It was not like a set up caregiving center, you know? As you can remember all the policies I'm reading, you can clearly see it was not appropriate for children to be here at all. But yet, here's the inside of that. This is the inside years ago. And I can't help but think they're running them on musical chairs, as they call it. Okay, and sit down. And everybody's trying to get a seat. And they're seeing who doesn't move or whatever. Anyways, this looks like woodcraft. I'm not sure. Looks like, maybe it's not. But yeah, it looks like Brian Shimmerhorn. Could be Jordan. I mean, it could be Jared Shimmerhorn, R.I.P. But you see, there's the mission uniform. They were on a mission to handle the kids, you know? There's the executive. So this was all known about. When there's executives in their uniforms like this with kids all around like this, there there's something going on that they're trying to fix and address, but only addressing it with Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, fucking illegal bullshit. And so nothing gets resolved, and this had just continued to happen all the time. All the time. Musical chairs would get pretty rough. It would. The kids were tough. We were rough and tough, so it would really be like, fuck you. I'm not, I'm not being sent to the out at the bad group. You better move. That's my seat. Get up off that chair. I mean, I was always pretty fast anyways, but I just, yeah, I felt bad when my friends would get in trouble or for not doing it anyways. Wow. Okay, well, that was pretty good, guys. We did it. What was this one? Oh yeah, I showed you that. Okay, good. Okay, good. Well, thank you guys so much. Oh, do we want to test? I wanted to see if I bring up a song, I want to see if you guys hear it. Okay, can we do that before I end the live stream here? And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in now. Thank you so much. Aw, and thank you. Sending love, Laura, for all you do. Make sure you take care of you as well. Always reminding myself and always taking the advice when people do remind me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anne. And thank you for all that you do. Thank you so much. Okay, let's try this music thing, okay? And I was thinking the same thing. Oh, yes. Okay, let's try this. Here we go. Bam. Let's see if this would work. Oh, whoa. Now it just made that really big. Okay, let's see. I don't know if it'll do it, but if it did, it would be cool because then I'll be able to share music and stuff with you guys. And if it works, then I'll be able to know that I can share music with you guys while I'm doing my like yoga and nature vibes and breathing and oh my God, I need to breathe and stretch. So we'll see if the music works. If not, I'll find out the next thing. Okay, so let's see. Image files. I wonder if I do image file and then I go to... See, it just does images. Interesting. Interesting. See, I'm learning already, guys. Okay, here. What if I cancel this? I want to see if this new song, you guys, if you're patient with me for a little bit here, guys, you can hear this new song that I'm gonna be putting out soon. Oh, I know what I can do. I can probably make it just a file on the desktop, drop it on the desktop, drop it on the desktop, and let's see, drop it on the desktop. Hold on, guys. Give me a moment. A moment. Here we go. Is it this one? Yes. Yes. Okay, let's see. I think this will work, but if not, then I tried it and now I know it doesn't. Okay, exit. Exit. Present. Let's see. Image file. I don't want to do image. I wonder if I do video file. Nope, it doesn't allow it. Okay, cancel. What if I drop it directly? Let's see. Let's see. Or, or what if I put it in my media? Hold on, guys. Let me see. Outro, intro. Okay, hold on. I have an idea, guys. What if I put it as a media item and maybe it'll let even just play as a song. Let's see. Will it do it? More. Add file. Let's see. Please work. It's thinking. It's an error occurred. Wait a moment, then try again. I think it might be too big of a file. What if I go like that? More music. Now, what if I add this? Ooh, I think I figured it out, guys. It's loading into the music area. Processing. Processing. It loaded it. Hold on. Don't say error. Don't give me error. Don't be a rude bitch. Rude bitch. Okay, guys, let me know if you can hear this. All right? Are we ready, chat? I have it uploaded. Let me see. Can you guys hear that at all? If not, I'm gonna try to see if I can. Can you guys hear it? Yay, no, yay, no.
She's a rude bitch, rude bitch.
You can hear this?
Rude bitch, rude bitch. She a rude bitch.
This is a sneak peek. All right, I'm gonna end it with this, guys. I love you.
Oh, love, when you gonna grow up? When you gonna slow down? You're my rude, when you gonna go slow and you hold.
I'm so glad I'm able to share music like this with you.
She's a rude bitch, rude bitch. She's a rude bitch. She's my rude.
It's very unedited.
Baby, don't hurt me. Baby, don't hurt me. Baby, don't hurt me. Oh, love, when you wanna grow up, when you wanna grow, because you're my when you go slow.
I love you guys. I'll see you soon on the next one.
Because you're my rule. She's a rude bitch, rude bitch. She's a rude bitch, rude bitch. She's my rude bitch, rude bitch. She's my rude. She's a rude bitch. Love, baby, don't hurt me. Baby, don't hurt me. Baby, don't hurt me. My rude. She's a she's a she's a she's a she's a baby, don't hurt me. She's a baby, don't hurt me. She's a
Bye, guys. Love. Oh, that's cute.
She's a rude bitch, love. She's a rude bitch, she's a rude bitch, love. She's my rude bitch. you gonna do the next